I hate that you're looking up my nose. Are you checking out my boogers? Hi everybody, it's PJ, and I can't video this car. But anyway, hiding the neck, that terrible neck. So, I love my neck, I love my neck, I love my neck. Anyway, I think I forgot to put on mascara too. It's one of those mornings. Good morning. Anyway, let me see what's going on. Oh, so I wanted to talk to you about this video I saw. It was so exciting because I wanted to talk to you about it because it was like me, only it's a young girl who's like transgender. Her name is Raiden Quinn, and she told a story yesterday of astral projection, but she didn't know what she was saying. Like, she didn't know that it was astral projection. She said she thought she had sleep paralysis, which comes sometimes with astral projection, but sleep paralysis is just when you wake up and you can't move, and like you're awake but you can't move, and sometimes there's this impending feeling of doom that you have with that. But what she had was an entity came and saw her, and she was like, oh my god, it's an entity I've seen many times too, and I've read about him in other people's visions and the things that they do when they astral project, which is how you know it's real, because how would they know what I see in my mind, or I know what they see in their mind? It's not like I've talked to them or know them or had a conversation, but I find that the same beings show up in my astral projection as other people's. And I only found that out like late in life, once the internet hit like big, where I could look it up. Before that, I was alone in seeing these beings, because I've been doing this for years. So not as easily as I do it now. And I didn't try to do it so hard as I do now, because I'm looking for Jeff. But the other side to that is she had this where she woke up and thought she was asleep but not, and awake at the same time, and this pig face, and it's just like a face. And you know, as humans, when you're astral projecting, you try to put everything into like human form. So she said this pig face like came out of the door and came up to her. The whole time it was snorting. That's what it does, but it actually has a growl in there too. And then what it does is it comes up this close to your face, like so close you are like, its eyeballs are almost touching your eyeballs, and then it runs away. I've had it happen to me like probably 3 times, and it's very startling. At first I was scared to death and shot right back in my body, but since then I've known that it's just kind of like a watchdog, I want to say. Like, if I had to put what it is, it doesn't seem to be very intelligent. It doesn't try to communicate with me. It just kind of tries to bark me off with that barky, snorty thing. And I'm dying to talk to her, but she's quite popular, and I know that I probably won't get her. I just messed it up. I probably won't get her on like where she actually talks to me. I wish I could talk to her and let her know that she just saw what a lot of us have seen, which is this watchdog being. And there's all these other like earthly type beings that you get to see when you astral plane and you get to meet. And for instance, I'm very interested in the man of lights that I saw the last time I had a big astral plane. Now I've had like 3 since then where I traveled for small amounts of time, but the big one where I went to see my grandmother, and if you don't know what that one is, I'll link it below. But that one, when I went to see my Nana down Florida, sorry, when I saw that one, I ran into this being in the hallway, and he was made, and it was a he, I just have a male feeling from him, and he was made up of like all tiny staticky points of light, like the insides of a little mini light bulb for your Christmas tree. That's the only way I can describe it. I want to paint him. I'm going to try and paint him when I go out on my hip surgery. And I'm hoping Jeff comes to visit me while I'm under the anesthetic. I hear that a lot of times people under anesthesia have visitations. I have not in the years that I've done this. I have not had a visitation under anesthesia. And I've been under anesthesia quite a few times. But anyway, so she had the dog thing, whatever it is. It's like a dog pig. And it just goes, I swear to God. I know this sounds crazy unless you saw him too. And a lot of people, if you look that up, if you look up beings that you see while you're astral planing, you will see the same beings from me to them, to them, to them. You'll know exactly. And the being, you know what's so funny? That I think a lot of like sci-fi that we have is like connected to what we're actually seeing, to real beings, simply because they're distant memories. So we're using them creatively when we write books or when we do movies about different beings. And I have like seen something very similar to what this animal looks like, and you'll never guess what it is. You're just gonna think I'm crazy as fuck. But Alf, do you remember Alf, the little Alf with the nose? Other than its nose is nowhere near that long, Alf looks very much like the being that Raiden is talking about, that I've seen a couple times. And it's almost like they're the rats or the dogs or the cats of a certain plane that you get to. And I believe that certain planes are much harder to get to than others. I think some are very quickly right on the other side of the veil, and I think other ones are very hard to get to. But I think ghosts are in that form because that's the form they need to be in. Not because they want to scare us, not because they have an agenda, not because that's what Hollywood wants. It's because that's the form that you take in that realm, okay? And so I think like the light being is going to be a human. I really got human energy from him, but I'll let you know, because I'm going to go find him again. The next time I astral plane, where I have enough of my mind that I'm not like letting myself be led, that I'm doing the leading, which is the difference between like going and allowing the universe to do what it wants to you, and you kind of taking control and saying, okay, because so many times when I go astral projecting, like the first thing I always want to do is fly or jump around, and that's like a waste of time. Like I've been there, done it. It's amazing. I still can literally picture myself like so far up above my house doing this with my hands. Like I'll never forget it. It was so amazing, so much fun. But I'm not all there to have fun. I want to learn, and I want to be able to bring it to you, what I learn. Like, so I'm going to start really trying to do this on a regular basis, and I can. It's just that I get very tired because you're not really asleep. So you miss those hours of sleep, and it's hours. So I don't want to like kill myself doing it, but I definitely want to do it more regularly, and I want to keep like a little diary of who I meet and who I'm running into, and that way when I go on the other side again, I can call on them, or I can like make myself go to them. Like I'm going to get with this the light man, because I want to know who he is and what he wanted to say to me and why were you there, and or if not, just who are you, and is that just a form that humans can take, like all energy, light, sparkly light energy form? Is that what you're showing me, should I do that myself? How do I get to that level? I'm still physical while I'm there, because that's what I'm seeing in my head. Like, it's so mental, the process of, like, stop thinking like a human being in this body. Stop thinking, like, it's hard. So anyway, like, when I'm jumping, I look down, I see my feet, you know, I see me, but that's not necessarily what everybody else is saying. Like, I just see it because that's how I interpret it, because I'm a human being. Anyway, Bob Monroe was the best at doing this kind of stuff. And if you want to learn more about it, I suggest you get some of his books. But also look it up. Look up some of the beings that you see on the other side of the veil. And there are so many. And I've run into quite a few of them. And so why would I run into them not knowing that somebody else did and find that online? It's insane to think that we're all just making up the same shit in our head. And I wish I could say to you, you know what, I'm lying, this isn't real. It's so real, guys. Like, how do I convey how real it is and how important it is to me? Because I'll tell you what I told the owner of my company. If I can find a route to heaven, what the fuck is more important in life? In life, if I actually can walk the walk where everybody else who transitioned over is in, what is more important? Like, selling things, owning things? But no, like, there's nothing more important. So for me, it is like a quest. So yeah, earth beings, aliens, other earthly beings, other non-earthly beings, other non-earthly animals. And I think that's what she ran into, was an alien dog, of whatever you want to call it, because he always does the same thing, or she, or whatever. It just, like, comes up to you very, like, rah, rah, like a barking dog, and then runs away. And everybody I know that has had that specific being come to them has the same thing. Nobody's been bitten, nothing. So hopefully I'm right and the thing won't come into my room and bite me. But, like, I know I'm strange, and I know that, like, some people are like, I could never do that, but you can. Once you do it a few times and realize nobody's hurt you, even if they scare you, like, you know, and I don't want to, like, put it out there like, oh, nobody can hurt me. That's not true. Like, I'm scared too. When I turned the corner and saw the man of light, I was like, you know, but then I, like, just stopped myself from jumping. That's the biggest thing you have to do. And just thought, okay, what am I looking at? And then I like reached up to his neck, actually, on this side, because I was like, it was like dark there, and I wanted to see if nothing was there. And then the little girl was like, come on, so I left. But anyway, yeah, so these are real memories in my mind. They're not fake. They're not made up. I'm not schizophrenic, although I'm probably ADHD. And a little nutty compared to the rest of the world, but I just think I look for hidden signs, and I look for all the, you know, all the connections and stuff. And if you start looking, you'll find them. They're everywhere. So I love you guys. If you'd like to follow me down the rabbit hole that is my life, hit the button down below and subscribe. If you like these kind of videos, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down. Either way, you're watching me. Manifest something wonderful in your life. If you know it, think it, believe it, you can have it too. And tonight, when I get home, I'm going to pick the winner of the 1,000 subscriber reading. So get ready. Somebody's going to hear from me. Got to watch a video to know if you won so that I can get in touch with you. I love you guys. Bye.